And what I'm really excited about, though, is the return of my 6-foot Lose Xfinity combo. Welcome back to another episode of Glory Bound Outdoors, guys. Listen, this is going to be a number 2 of equipment. I was going over what I had done for the equipment video, and I think I just didn't go much in depth with it, and I wanted to get back and really go over some of this stuff, what I'm actually using. Number 1, I didn't cover any of my fly fishing stuff, and I love to fly fish, and number 1, I've got this is old fiberglass rod of my dad's. This is what I'm fly fishing with, and yeah, it's a pile of junk. Man, it's all tore up. It's got it's got all kinds of glues holding it together. Beat up old reel, but I tell you what, I catch fish on it all the time, and Donovan Clary builds my flies for me. I tie flies myself, but I don't make them as pretty as he does. But he's been real good about getting me some good flies for bass and for trout. But anyway, I was going to go over a few that he made up for me. I can't wait to try this one. This is a little crawdad fly, and he likes to fly fish for carp, and I mean he does very well with carp, and carp on a fly rod, that is one tough fight, tell you what. But anyway, he says you put that in front of a carp and in front of their face, and they're gonna jump on that. But anyway, I can't wait to try that out sometime. But he makes just some awesome flies here. Can't wait to try this one out. This one's super cool looking. I don't know if you can see it there or not, but it's actually got a trailer hook in the back. Sorry, some of these are wet because I just used these. I just got done doing some fly fishing this weekend, but it's got a little trailer on it. Man, I can't wait to try that one. This one here, recently I've caught a bunch of smallmouth and stuff on it. A lot of bass. I don't know if you remember my fly fishing video where I caught a bunch of bass, but I believe it was this one and this one that were catching all my bass. Of course, like I say, they're still kind of damp from a trip I just went on. But anyway, makes them all colors and lots of greens and colors in there. He makes some great flies. But anyway, we'll get beyond that. Anyway, talking about hard baits. I told you last time I didn't use a lot of hard baits. When I do use them, I use these little crick hoppers and little crawdads, things like this, or I'll use just a small square bill. Not a real big fan of big clunky lures. Like I say, they get caught in everything. I don't know, they just seem to be more headache than they're worth for me most of the time. But anyway, I was going to go over how I rigged some of this stuff up. This is a normal swim bait, and of course I'm just using a Ned rig weighted hook right there. That's the way I rig a lot of my stuff, a lot of my swim baits. Speaking of swim baits, Nico was good enough to I'll tell you what, they sent me a letter thanking me for buying all these Helgramites, and I ordered some of these new Sculler shads. I don't know if you can see those or not, but they're supposed to be the same material as their these Helgramites here, and those Helgramites are indestructible, so I'm kind of excited about using these and rigging those up. And I'll probably use some of Brandon's jig heads that he sent me. But anyway, they sent me a cool decal for my truck. I'm gonna put that on for sure. I like Nico. Their products are top notch. But anyway, I'll rig those swim baits up just like this, probably with a Ned rig hook. My worms, as you can see, this is how I rig my worms up, whether they're weightless or I run a Texas rig. Or last time I couldn't get the word out, but it's a nail weight. I put a small nail weight in here, and it gives it just enough weight to really give it some good action. If I'm running a wacky rig, I'll rig it like that. Sometimes I'll have a weedless hook on it like that. Sometimes not, but that little hook's pretty cool. It's weedless. That gets a lot of action right there, man. Going back to crappie jigs, I catch a lot of bass on crappie jigs. Bass just love them. So, but Brandon from Gorilla Jigs was kind enough to send me all those jigs last time, and I was going to get you a good look at some of those jigs, some of those jig heads. But he makes some really nice jig heads, all different colors. Man, this is going to be a nice setup right here. But that's another one of his heads, and then of course you can put them. This is another one of his heads. You can put them on a swim bait, something like that. But anyway, I'm using the Panfish Assassins. That's what I use a lot here. Very pliable. They're not super hardy. You're going to go through a few of them. They will tear up, but you'll catch a few fish before you have to replace those. But anyway, as far as other jig heads, I do like the Mr. Crappie Strike Kings. I use those quite a bit. Now I'm using 30 seconds heads right here, or I'll even use the 64s, the 64th ounce. I'll use those, and of course that's what comes with your trout magnets. That's a little trout magnet, and it's got a 32, a 64th ounce little jig head on it. Catch a ton of long ear and bluegill and stuff like that. But I've caught some 2 and 3 pound bass on these things. Don't think bass won't hit those, because they sure will. Same thing with the jigs. But any of these Ned rig hooks. This is what I've been using for rigging my swim baits, rigging the Helgramites. I run those right on the bottom with these jig heads, and they work great. They stand up and do me right. But anyway, and of course the Kitech 4-inch swim baits. All Kitech, they make some fantastic products. Like I say, they're a little soft, so you will tear them up a little bit, and you'll be replacing those. But anyway, man, I tell you, my father-in-law won this. I think he said he won this in a raffle. It's an Okuma little combo here, and I'm excited about maybe using that. It's a 20 series reel, and I'm sure it's a medium to light pole. You'll see me using that in some videos. And what I'm really excited about, though, is the return of my 6-foot Lew's Xfinity combo. This dude, you're not gonna believe it. This combo is the one that I was using in that smallmouth video where I caught all those smallmouth and those spotted bass, and the bail broke open. It won't stay open. So, man, I thought, well, I'll just take it back and I'll go get another one. These things are $49 or whatever. But man, I'm gonna tell you what. This little pole is fantastic. It's a 6-foot, 1-piece, IM7 rod, and it's got the short little grip on the back. And like I say, it's a 6-foot pole. And you would think, being a medium 6-foot, it wouldn't have much backbone. But man, I've caught 3-pound bass on this, no problem. In fact, I'm gonna tell you right now, I would not hesitate to hook up on a 5-pound bass with this rod. This rod can handle it. But anyway, I'm gonna try to see if I can either get this fixed or possibly go buy me a nice reel for it and get back to fishing with that. But I just really enjoy this rod. It's short, and with a short little handle, you're not getting it into everything. You know, if you're fishing out of a small boat or a kayak or fishing in a small creek and you just want to do a little flipping or whatever, this is a fantastic pole. Anyway, the problem is I couldn't find these anywhere. Both my Walmarts were out of them. I returned them to Walmart. I returned it to Walmart and just got my money back. And that's when I went and bought the Laser XT pole. Well, then here we are, a month and a half later. I'm cruising through my local Walmart, and this thing is sitting up in the rack. I thought, what in the world is this old used rod doing sitting up in the rack? I guess somebody just thought I returned it and they was going to put it out there and try to sell it. So I contacted the manager and I said, hey, what are you going to do with that rod and reel combo? And they said, well, I don't know. I don't know why that's up there. I guess we'll probably send it back. And I said, man, I tell you what, instead of y'all sending that back, why don't y'all just let me buy it, you know, at a discount price, because I really, really like that rod. And he says, okay. He says, I'll give you the whole combo for $20. I said, deal. So anyway, so I bought my own rod a month and a half after I traded it in, and it's back. And trust me, this is my favorite rod to creek fish with, and you'll be seeing a lot of this dude here. But anyway, guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to write me or text me or whatever. My email should be on there, or you can just make a comment or something. But I just love playing with all this little stuff, and I love catching fish. I just wanted to go back over all this stuff and get a little bit more in depth. Things are slowing down. You know, I left work early today because we've got a big ice storm going on right here in Oklahoma. But trout season's coming on, and Donovan has hooked me up again. We've got some little trout flies we're going to be trying. We got the mega worms and the little salmon egg flies and all kinds of different flies. We're going to be woolly boogers. We're going to be trying all kinds of different things. But I'm not a great trout fisherman for sure. But I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give it a good, honest try this year. I'm going to try to get out to Blue River and out here at Medicine Creek where they stock some of these trout and try to make some good trout fishing videos. But anyway, like I say, guys, if you like the content of my videos and you want to subscribe, that'd be great. Just hit subscribe and follow along with us. And I appreciate all you guys, the comments you make, and I appreciate y'all watching and coming along with me. But anyway, just God bless, and we'll see you next time.